Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and today we are checking out the Masashi Kobo SLD Gyuto 210mm knife. This line of knives, and I've got all three of them, and we'll see they've got some very common characteristics between, I've got the 210, the 240, and the 270 to review, but they've all got some common characteristics that we'll talk about. One of them is they are mirror polished, so you'll probably see me in the video a little bit. I'll try to minimize some of the reflections and all the stuff in the room if I can. But anyway, they have a mirror polish to them. They're also quite tall for their length. Those are some common traits to these. The core steel on these is SLD semi-stainless high-speed tool steel. The heat treat's about 61 Rockwell on that core steel. And the construction is a layered, soft stainless cladding over the top of that core steel. It's going to be a little hard to show until I get it close up, but you can kind of see the cladding line right there. So it's a 3-layer sandwich, obviously a mirror polish. The weight on these is 6 ounces. They're fairly blade heavy because they're tall blades. They're pretty good sized blades. Weight's about 170 grams. Blade length around 216 on this. Overall length around 350 millimeter, 13.8 inches. The spine thickness, these are fairly thick coming out of the handle above the chin here at about 3.2, but they've got an awesome distal taper that's just basically continuous all the way down the knife to a really thin tip. It's just a beautiful grind all the way down. Really nice. The height on these, they are all tall, so this is 50.5 millimeters at the heel, generously proportioned. And you've got some hand chiseled kanji plus a little embossed symbol as well. The handles, no frills, basic dyed chestnut plastic ferrule handle, 3 inches circumference right here. It is D-shaped. I apologize for the scratch out. I thought it wasn't, so I scratched it out, and then I found it was, so I tried to unscratch it out. That didn't work very well. So anyway, they are D-shaped. So let's take a look at some of the close-ups of it. I'll try to keep the reflections reasonable, but there's your chisel kanji and then your embossed symbol there as well. And there's your core steel at the edge. Again, you can tell, mirror polished. Real nice fit and finish on these. Great relieving of the polishing of the spine and the choil back of the blade into the emoto or neck. I mean, just as good as any knife I've seen. They're just really nicely done. Very, very comfortable. Let's look at the profile on these, which is another very distinguishing feature of these knives. So they're tall, but the way they've done them, they've got a real flat spot towards the heel, generously sized flat spot, and then they've got a quick hard hit on the belly towards the tip to bring that up quite high on the blade. So let's take a look at it on the board. So these knives have a fairly unique profile I don't see too often. So you'll see if I can keep the light down a little bit, but you'll see a long flat spot towards the heel, and then a lot of belly, aggressive belly towards the tip. So, you know, these will get way up there, height-wise, I mean, way up there. So you can use the tip to rock if you wish to do so, or whatever you like to do with the tip that's that aggressive on the belly. But you've got a pretty good-sized flat spot here for push cutting. So I'd say these blades kind of combine both. It's an unusual profile, but it might cover a multitude of purposes. And it might be a good transition for people coming from knives, European knives with a lot of belly, but yet you still got a flat spot to practice some of those push cutting techniques as well. So real nice knives, really nicely ground, thin at the edge. Here's a quick choil shot. So they're quite darn thin at the edge. Not stupid thin, but very thin at the edge. And real thin tips, great distal taper, mirror polish. They're really nice knives. So there you have the Masashi Kobo SLD Gyuto 210mm.